in Waco with Baylor coach Art Briles. And coach, there's been a lot of changes around here. And looking out the window, right there on the indoor practice facility, it says 2013 Big 12 champions. How did you get to this point?
Well, I like that you pointed that out, Trevor, to begin with. And first of all, I appreciate your love for the game. I mean, it's Saturday afternoon in May, and you know, we're up here talking football, so that tells me you're interested. Of course, it's my lifelong passion to be in the game. But you know, I think how you achieve a championship is with having the right people. You know, the right situation and the right people. The situation here at Baylor was that, you know, they're a very hungry university. I mean, they had a lot of pride from past years, but then they went, you know, a few years with getting sand kicked in their face. You know, so people don't like that are used to winning and used to feeling like a championship level football team. And we have to get the right ingredients together, you know, at the right time, and you know, fulfilled that last year. And then the great inspiration for me is that, you know, I still feel like we're just on the ground floor of this thing. You know, I think we've got greater things in front of us as a program, as a university, and you know, I'm just excited to be here and watch the journey and take it with them.
Well, Coach, you mentioned hungry. What role does hunger play in surrounding yourself with the players and coaches that you have?
I think it's critical. You know, I mean, if you ever get satisfied, you get beat. If you get complacent, you get beat. If you get happy, you get beat. So, I mean, those are, you know, terms that we talk about constantly, because you know, you always got to find guys and coaches and universities and administrators and fans that always want to achieve more, you know, that feel like they're always being looked down upon, you know, that they're not quite at the level somebody else is at. And that's what gravitates me to recruits and to people in situations, because, I mean, that's the way I am. You know, I look for guys that, you know, have hunger in their eyes, they have toughness in their talk, and then they back it up with how they walk, you know. So that's what I look for in recruits, and that's what I look for in coaches and situations, and we've been fortunate here at Baylor, but we're certainly not satisfied.
Your offense seems to be awfully hungry for the end zone, because it gets there so often. People talk about the Art Briles offense. How would you describe it?
You know, I think that something that's kind of misunderstood is that everybody looks at it as a spread offense, you know, but we run the football extremely well. You know, we've led the Big 12 the last 3 years in rushing. You know, our last 4 or 5 running backs have all gone to the NFL. And saying we're very physical and very tough up front on offense. So that's something we take a tremendous amount of pride in. And then we're always going to be explosive. You know, we're going to be dynamic, because we're going to force issue. I mean, we're not going to walk out there and be concerned about what's going to happen. You know, we're going to force issue, and whatever happens, happens. We're going to live with it. We're going to believe in it. And we're going to keep going forward. And so that's our mentality. It's our personality. And fortunately, we've had great players to back up that kind of mentality. You know, people we've had over here the last 3 or 4 years, plus, you know, people we're going to put on the field this year and from here on.
Now, offense gets all the press, but you've got some beasts on defense. What do you think opponents are going to see from that defensive line next year?
You know, the thing that really helped us last year, Trevor, going back to the original, you know, question is, you know, we played great defense in 2013. That's what helped us win a Big 12 championship, without question. You know, those guys did a great job. This coming year, I think our D-line up front, you know, I wouldn't trade them for anybody in the United States of America. I mean, I know how they are, I know how they think, I know how they play, and I know how they feel about being great. And we've got some people up front that I think are, you know, as good as anybody that straps on a, you know, shoulder pad and you know, puts their helmet on and tightens up that chin strap and plays, because these guys are football players, you know, and they understand their role and their job, and that's to create havoc, and that's what I like about it.
Earlier, you were telling me about one particular guy who knows what side of the ball he plays on. What did you mean?
Yeah, I think we're talking about Oakman, you know, and I love Oak and all those guys up there, but you know, like I said, I've been around him, I guess, probably 3.5 years yet, and hadn't seen him smile, but that's fine. You know, that's a huge compliment, because it's not his job to make people happy. You know, it's his job to cause havoc, and he's dadgum good at it. So I'm excited to watch him play this year at Bonds.
That's great, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Trevor.